But I want you to pay close attention to something. This right here ends up being the vertical ledge of the dam. I'm going to put it right here, Clay. This vertical ledge right here, or the vertical side of the dam, or the wall, that is right here. I want you to pay attention to this line here and all the way across over here. It's very, 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 very important. Now watch as this magnification changes. You see there ends up being this new pattern that looks like kind of a sine wave. Now let's check it out even further. Now it's really changed. Now look. Now look. Now I'm going to do this a few times. There, watch. Look there. Now watch. Or you zoomed in pretty tight. Now watch. What you're looking at is some kind of a scalar weapon, some kind of a wave attack, high ELF or ELF, I don't know, attack. Maybe HAARP, maybe something we don't even know about. So these images of these waves are hitting this wall. See it? Okay, now, well, what's the significance of that? And then it disappears to the naked eye. Once it's, where'd it go? Okay, but as we change, you can clearly see it's got a pattern. Okay, that's because the Hoover Dam is going to be destroyed. What you're looking at is the means, I believe, by which it's going to be destroyed. Okay, but I guarantee you it's going to be destroyed. That's why they printed it on the U.S. currency. The same as all those other buildings that were mysteriously blown up, that had no real explanation, that were so full of fallacies, a fifth grader could have won in court to prove that it was a lie. But here we have another common denominator. We have another U.S. currency note that has an image. When you make it into a pentagram and turn the pentagram upside down, you have another image of a structure within our country that's printed on one of our notes. Gee, if anyone's a math professor out there, I was going to get a hold of a math professor to do the math on this. And even though I've had calculus and differential equations, I don't know how to come about coming up with this number. But the number for the odds of this happening it's just absolutely astronomically impossible. So anyway, let's continue. I want to show you where this goes now. Okay, so let's take this $50 bill and let's turn it into a pentagram, and let's turn the pentagram upside down. And I have that image right here. Okay, so here's the image of this 50. And I'm sorry that there's a little gap. I didn't have it squeezed together real tight on this. But here is the water containment made by those two lines. Now, this is the other $50 bill. I want you to look at the difference in patterns. This one does not have the water containment. Let me show you. I'll do it with the arrow. You see the water containment made right there? That was produced by the two lines that surround the oval. Now that makes this water containment across the top of the Hoover Dam. Now let's go over to the other one. It is missing. Now let's change the magnification. By the way, this is water flowing over the dam. Look at under the exact same magnification. This one has this image, and this one has this. Looks okay, but let's change the magnification. Let's do this. This still looks like water flowing. Wow, there's that scalar attack. And let's look right here. That still shows water. See it? Coming here and coming here. Look at the direction of all the lines. They're all moving in the direction water would be moving over a dam. Wow, but why doesn't this one have the same thing? This is part of the green area I showed you. I'm going to show you again. I'm going to do this. This is important. I'll do it right here. Remember the green area right here? See that green area? That's up against the edge of the vertical side of the dam? There it is. It's the same here. See it? Why is this green area and this green area under magnification? Why does this one have all these lines that are unidirectional? Because it was done with intent. The artist that produced these had to do it with intent, so it produces this. Now let's watch the scalar attack on this image. There you go. There it is. Now here's the thing. Every time you look at this image, look how it stays looking like water. Isn't that amazing? What do you think the odds of that is? After just watching everything I showed you. Now here's what they'll do. Then they're going to blame it on someone. They're going to have another story they can't explain. And then everyone, because we have the NDAA and the NDRP and HR 347, you're not even allowed to speak out against the government now. So you'll be hauled off to your totalitarian FEMA camp and you'll be summarily executed with the rest of the gang. That's what's coming for you and your children and all of us. It's a fact. These are facts. This is truth. This is reality. Let's examine this one more time. I'm just going to do this one bill, then we're going to move on to the other 55 seconds. There is very clearly this double line makes the water container, which is the water across, which is the road across the top of the dam. Okay. Now, sorry. There it is. There's the water containment. And side by side, under identical magnification, side by side, there's the other one. Now let's do the magnification again, lower. There we go. Wow. Side by side, under the same magnification. Water flowing, dam, cement wall. Let's do it again. Water flowing, cement wall, showing evidence of a scalar attack. Let's do it again. Scalar attack evidence, water flowing. Let's do it again. Evidence of a scalar attack, water flowing. And again. And again. So let's do this. Kind of plays like a movie, doesn't it? A lot of layers in there. You're looking at the destruction of the Hoover Dam. I guarantee it. A lot of people said that I guaranteed them it was going to happen on 11/11/11. It's not what I said. I said I believed with all my heart that it was going to happen, but I also said, could that day come and go without it happening? I said, absolutely. But I did say this. I said, absolutely, the Lord had revealed to me what it was. It's the Hoover Dam. Now we're going to move on to the $10 bill. One of the $10 bills, the new $10 bill, which is up here. I'll put it over here. I'll go to the screen. Here's the old $10 bill, and here's the new $10 bill. Okay? Now let me show you what happens to the old $10 bill when you turn it into a pentagram and you turn it upside down and you lay it right on top of this thing. Let me show you what happens to the old $10 bill. And remember what the Twin Towers looked like after they were hit? Then they caught on fire. Okay, let me show you what the old $10 bill looks like. Let's have a look. See, that kind of looks like the Twin Towers again, and it looks like debris coming down, but this time it looks dark. Watch this. Let's look at the difference between this one and the 20. It's kind of light in color. See it? Okay. Well, let's see if I can find that 10 again. Yeah, it's dark in color because it's been on fire for a while. So when you go from the 20 to the 10, you go from hit. You got this scene in the watermarks where it's burning, and look what you got on the $10 bill. I don't buy any of the stories. I'm showing you absolute guaranteed truth because the facts match reality. And that means it's true. Okay, here we go. Here's the new $10 bill. Okay, guys, get ready. Okay, guys, this is going to be the destruction of the United States. It's going to be the hammer stroke that comes down that was not going to be recoverable, and it will be the same as it was with WW2, where Hitler burned the Reichstag, and once all that legislation was in place, once he wanted to do whatever he wanted to do, it all started. And that's where we're going, and we're at the door, and I guarantee it, and it's about to happen, and we're so close. I'll be surprised if we have another couple months before all this kicks off. So get ready, folks. Okay, here's the $10 bill, the new one. I'll show you the difference. The new is there enough light on that?
Yeah.
Okay. The new $10 bill is orange in color. You know what? I want y'all to see the color, so let me get a little more. So now, the color has changed. Why did they change the color? Now, you see the double line that was around here? It's been removed. That double line has been removed. Okay, look at these trees. We're going to look at these under magnification. So we have some very obvious changes in color and the double line being taken off, and we have this circle right here. So we're going to examine those very closely right now. Okay, here's another truth. Here's the other truth. When I make a pentagram out of the $10 bill, and I turn the pentagram upside down, I have an image of a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building. And when I move my finger, you'll see this building's reflection. This represents the water right here. Here's the base of the building. Here's the building. There's tidal wave. And when I move that, what do you have again? You have a pentagram. Because this is who you're dealing with. This is the problem. These are the bad guys. These are the guys. And it's not just these are the guys, but it goes so deep that when you see who it is, you're going to know how to solve this or resolve the problem, because there's only one thing you can do. Okay, here we go. Let's go ahead and open it up. Ready? Well, let's go ahead and open the back of it up. Now, let's see if I can scan it. Okay, here we go with an examination of the $10 bill, the new one. It has an image of a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building with a reflection of that building in water. These are just facts. There is an image that represents a building being covered with a tidal wave. Let's see what made the image. Well, let's look over here. This used to have a double line around it on the old $10 bill. It's no longer there. It's been removed. I want you guys to look at this tree. Even if I put a trunk right here, does that look like the way a tree would grow? Look at the tension. Look at the tension going this way. See it? This has movement going that way. Let's go over here. This, you can see has movement going this way. This way. Look at the top. It has a rollover effect. You know, like see it rolling over? See it? It has like a roller. There's a double layer right there. There's right here at the top. See that line? It's to give it depth. Let me show you why. Here we go. It is amazing. I mean, it's amazing if you look at it in the context that this was actually put on U.S. currency. It's unbelievable. There you go. Let's talk about this. There you go. Here is a tidal wave coming over a 7-story building. I live 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So arguably a 7. And it looks like it's got something else, you know. If this is the last row of windows, there's another part of the building that looks to be, you know, like a cement, you know, part without windows. And I just believe that this could be the Watchtower building that's in Manhattan. But I guarantee you this is the destruction of New York. A representation of what's going to happen. The same as the Twin Towers was on our bill. The same as the Federal Building was on our bill. The same as the Pentagon was on our bill. The Hoover Dam's on our bill. And now the destruction of New York is on your bill. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do to stop this from coming. This is going to happen. Here you go. Now I want to show you something. Okay, let's see if I can fit it all in. Well, I'm going to reduce it in size. Just one more. There we go. We'll just zoom in tight on that guy, okay? Here we go. As you zoom in, here's the building. Now, when I move my hand, you'll see this building's reflection in the water. These lines right here represent the reflection. Now, I want you to see something. Up here, I'm going to do this under high magnification. Up here, above these white lines, you're going to notice that there's unidirectional lines here. See them? But when you get down here to give the illusion of water, they're going to crosshatch the lines. They're going to be going both directions to give it the illusion of water. Watch this. Here we there you go. Look at that. You see right here? See all the crosshatch lines? See them all the way up here? Where do the... It looks like a screen, like on a screen door. Where does the screen stop? And the screen stops right above the white mark. Wow, well, let's see what the white mark is. Oh my gosh. So when you see the last, the white clear mark, this thing is clear. Up here, it's got marks in it, see? You see how it's a screen door effect under here? But as soon as you go over the top, where is that? Go from here to here. It's gone. Now let's go down a little further. Wow. That's to give it the illusion of water. As you look below these two lines, the change of the artwork gives it the illusion of a reflection. Dun, da, da, da. Okay, guys. Now, we're going to show you representations of what's going to happen. We're going to show you graphic representations of what's about to happen. And I have the camera for a second. There's nothing you can do to stop this from coming. It's going to come. I don't know how soon. I believe very, very quickly. I also said that back in November. I said I thought 11/11/11 that would be where they lift the glass and they press the red button, because there were so many indications because of the New Age movement and some of the spiritual opponents of God. They like to use numerology. It's part of the occult system. It's what they do. So based on that information, I did some videos saying I believed it was going to happen on November 11th. However, in those videos, I said that day could come and go with nothing happening. I'm telling you right now that this event, guaranteed no matter what, absolutely is going to happen. I don't know the date that it's going to happen. I don't know the date the Hoover Dam's going to happen. But here's what I do know. It's absolutely going to happen, and it's going to happen probably very, very quickly. And there's nothing that you can do to get out of it. There's only one thing that you can do. You can look at the reality that every one of these things I've shown you has only one common denominator. I'm going to show you my website here in just a minute, and I'm going to show you on what you can go to my website. You can send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. I will send you a DVD of what I just showed you, what you're looking at right now, as well as the mystery solved in the spiritual realm to prove to you everything I just showed you. I'm not trying to convert you to Jesus Christ right now. I'm trying to show you the reality of what's going to happen no matter what. If you want to see the reality of Jesus Christ and who showed me all this and how he gave me the peace of heart and peace of mind that I can face this without being afraid, with no fear. I have no fear. I have no fear of this. If you want to know how that's possible, I have 2 DVDs. I know everyone's thinking, oh, here comes the punch. Ready? They're $49. They're free. They're free. For the first 5. No, they're free. If you want a DVD, you send me a self-addressed stamped envelope. I'm going to put up my website here in a minute, and I want you to go to my website. Now, if anybody wants to support the cause and support disseminating this information, obviously I can't pay out of my pocket to send out every single DVD, and I have. Every single DVD, I've sent out, I don't know how many DVDs, lots and lots and lots of DVDs on what is the answer to this, on how to be able to cope with this, on where to go to find what you're going to need to get through this. There's a way. If you understand who God is, if you know Jesus, if you know him, and he's invited you to the wedding feast of the Lamb, you don't have to be here for this. Do you believe that? Do you believe that a guy named Noah built an ark? Do you believe that? I don't believe it. I know it. Do you believe a guy named Daniel was thrown into a pit with lions, and the lions left him alone, and he came out the next day, and all the people that had set him up to get thrown in there in the first place, they got thrown in and they got just horribly eaten? Do you believe that's true? I don't believe that's true. I know it's true. Do you believe Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were 3 young Israelites that got tossed into a flaming furnace, and they survived and they came out without even the smell of smoke? I don't believe that's true. I know that's true. Because once the Spirit of God has come into your heart, he is the Spirit of all truth. And when the Spirit of truth is taken up residency inside of you, then you're able to discern the truth, just like everything I showed you. Now, you're either going to have to look at what I've gone through showing you and say, well, I don't believe it, or you can believe the lie. You can go find some other common denominator in all that stuff that we've shown you that Clay diligently put together to show you guys the reality of all these statements, and that there's physical evidence to prove their lies. You can't prove that this is a lie, what I'm showing you. These are either the bombings or they're not. That is either the federal building or it's not. So all you have to decide is it the federal building? If you decide and you know it is, then guess what? Now you know how to solve the problem. If you can't see that that's the federal building, if you can't see it's the federal building blown in half, then you're not capable of fighting this battle. You're not even, you're one of the ones like a little kid that's been distracted, and while you're distracted, your imminent destruction is taking place. It's too late, guys. There's no fighting this. This will happen. But there's great news at the end of the story. You know how I showed you everything's upside down? I want to quote the Bible. It's Isaiah 29:15. We're going to write it on the screen while I'm talking right now. It says, woe unto them who seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, who do their works in darkness, And they say, Who seeth us? Who knoweth us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. As one of the accoutrements, the Hoover Dam was built with explosives inside the dam, if the need ever arose to destroy the dam. The Hoover Dam has a tremendous amount of satanic symbolism associated with the dam. The dam itself represents the female reproductive system. The destruction of the Hoover Dam will symbolically represent the birth of the New World Order. Are the villains behind the scenes that are responsible for all the death and the agony and the heartbreak that you have seen so far from these fraudulent bombings in the United States. The bursting of the dam will represent the water breaking, as in the case of a birth of a child. The offshore attack that is coming, that is printed on this $10 bill, will so severely cripple the United States The offshore attack that is coming, that is printed on this $10 bill, will so severely cripple the United States that the people will easily be led to their own doom in concentration camps, and the NWO plan for world depopulation will be finalized. The American people have willingly relinquished all their rights through the signing of the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, and the NDRP, the National Defense Readiness Preparedness Act, and HR 347, making free speech illegal in many, many cases. The promulgated outside threat has been successfully implemented through the bombings of the Federal Building, the Twin Towers, and the Pentagon. These completely staged and fraudulent and promulgated attacks have successfully destroyed freedom. And now the last two attacks are poised and aimed at the heart and the soul of every American. John F. Kennedy tried to warn us of this monolithic, ruthless conspiracy that has now come to fruition. Our destruction is at hand. Isaiah 29:15 said, "Those who try to hide their plans
from a crimson skies from the Lord are doomed. They carry out their schemes in secret and think no one will see them. Or could it be a crime? Or know what they are doing? From the maker, for all the things, all those things I've thrown away, they turn everything upside down. I took for granted that it would not, that this could not be the day. When it all ends. When it all ends. Standing by while the world.
Okay, everybody, I hope at this point you understand that what I've done is I've replaced the lies that you've been told with the one common denominator that's truth. That's the one common denominator that's true across the board on every single image, on every single bombing, the federal building bombing, the Twin Tower, the Pentagon. Every single one